Kaboom. Okay. So if you don't know me, my name is Kayla. I am your diamond leader with the business. And so I've been in since March. Now I joined just kind of I wanted something different, but I want to go and dig a little bit deeper with you guys and let you in on some stuff that I don't always talk about. Growing up, I actually my mom was a single mom for about 7 years, and during that time it was hard. I never saw her. I pretty much grew up at my grandparents' house. I She was always working. She was a hairstylist, and she was also going to school for her degree in education. And if she wasn't studying or on edge, I just never saw her. So I was either babysat or I had my grandparents, or I was at my grandparents or I was at friends. And she struggled. She struggled, and I know she was struggling for a long time. Like, we didn't, live without. That's not what I'm saying. Like, every Christmas, I remember there was tons and tons of gifts under the tree, but I don't recall like her ever taking us school clothes shopping. It was always my grandma and on my dad's side, and it was usually with like the help of my dad that we went school clothes shopping. And any extras or like vacations were not a thing. So that was my life growing up. And I think I learned like a scarcity mindset. Okay. So at a really young age, and because she had these problems with money, or struggled or was anxious about money, like, I think that's where I get a lot of my stuff from, is just growing up and being around that all the time. So I moved out as soon as I could at 18, and I got a job. I've always been out on my own and very independent. Like, I just wanted to get away from that, because my family's weird, right? So 7 years goes by and they stay divorced, but they decide to get back together, which was um, very confusing as a teenager and somebody who, grew up with her parents hating each other. Like, I mean, I just can't recall a time where they were civil, and it threw me for another loop. And I just felt like completely misunderstood as a kid, and I had to change my entire environment, with really no if ands buts about it. So I moved out when I was 18, because I did not get along with my parents after that very well. And I wanted to be on my own. I wanted to show them, you know what, I'm a smart kid. I'm gonna do the right thing. I'm gonna do amazing things with my life. I'm gonna go to school. So that's what I did. I graduated high school. I went to college. I went to college for nursing, and I knew that that was going to make them proud, because I was going to have a steady job that was going to provide and have a lot of money. And just life happens. Shit happens. Like, I moved out. I got into this apartment with a few friends, and at that time I was in a long distance relationship, but he wasn't paying the rent. I was paying his half and my half. So I worked two jobs. I worked at Sally Beauty Supply, just selling retail, and I absolutely hated it. I loved the people I worked with, but that was about it. I hated that I couldn't make my own schedule. I hated that I was there until 9 o'clock. I hated that I was there by myself, that I had to close by myself. I hated the whole thing. I hated talking to people face to face. Just, it wasn't my cup of tea. And then I also had another side job that was like, if it wasn't babysitting, it was a neighbor's like outdoor work during the summer. It was anything that I could to make extra money. And then I think I did, yeah, I was working at the pharmacy back then. I was working at like as a pharmacy. I was trying to be a pharmacy tech and do the retail part of the pharmacy store. I hated that job. It was boring. It was so boring. Like, I just felt like a monkey could do it. So it wasn't exciting. And I just, I hated that time in my life. I just felt like I was working and never making ends meet. We ended up getting like a 600 heat bill. It was my first heat bill ever thrown at us. I didn't even know how to take care of it. I just cried. I was like, oh my God, I'm paying for 2 sides of the rent. I'm trying to go to school full time as a nurse. When they told me that I couldn't do it, okay, everybody, once you get into nursing, they tell you that, like, pretty much look side to side, and half of those people are not going to be there when you're done. And I had made it, you know, with this whole nursing thing for quite some time, and I was busting my butt. Well, we ended up having to get like government assistance, and it felt like crap. To be honest with you, it's my first time ever having to do anything like that. I absolutely hated it. It was just, I understand like that's what it's there for, but what was the sense of working so hard and for so long if I was just going to keep spinning my wheels to ask somebody else for help anyway? And that's not what I wanted. That's not what I saw for myself. So I didn't like where I saw it was going, and things happened. I ended up getting a C in a class, so I flunked out of my nursing, and that meant I had to change gears. So I had to decide what I wanted to do. Do I want to reapply? Do I want to do something for myself? And guess what? I did something for myself and pissed my parents off really bad. Like, were not really excited when I said, hey mom, hey dad, I don't want to do a career in nursing where I know I have a steady income coming. I think I want to do something in art or psychology. And they were like, what? Why would you do that? Why would you, what are you doing? That's either going to be that's going to be thousands of dollars worth of education, or it's going to be education literally thrown down the drain. And I didn't care. I didn't care. So I switched gears. They actually stopped talking to me for quite some time. Like, they were really mad. I ended up moving out of that apartment to something smaller that I could afford, that was a little bit cheaper. And cheaper does not always equal better. We ended up having like a raccoon infestation in that place. The landlord was like a slumlord. I absolutely hated it. It was ridiculous. Anytime something ever went wrong, I couldn't get help. And it was just me living there. My boyfriend, you know, the long distance one, I was paying all the bills. Like, I was still working all the time to be on my own, and just chugging along. I ended up having to get a third job, and it was Texas Roadhouse. Texas Roadhouse as a hostess, which I really didn't like, because the face-to-face thing, and just, it was a lot of human interaction, like in the few hours of my day after having a long day at school. Like, it was just not something I wanted to do. But I worked that, and I was making things meet. And then I decided to take another change of course, and I left that long distance relationship because I was kind of like tired of doing everything on my own, and I don't think I've ever talked about it. Well, here we go. So I'm telling my story. I left that relationship and decided to try something new. I found a new apartment completely by like chance for myself, but I ended up moving on too quickly with a new relationship and taking that old baggage with me, plus all this other nonsense. And I thought I was going to make it work, because my family said, you know, I couldn't do this, I couldn't do that. They were already mad at me. Why not just keep going? And it ended up leading to one of the darkest times of my life, if I'm being quite honest. If you don't know me, I am a survivor of domestic violence. I am somebody who deals with depression, anxiety, PTSD quite often. And I have stuff from way back when I was a kid. We all have our, you know, skeletons in our closet, but this was like the cake. It brought out some dark stuff that I didn't even know was in this life, to be honest with you. So I went through about 2 years of that, and it really changed that scarcity mindset to like, there's nothing else. This is it. It's never going to get any better. And I was broke. I was broken. I just finally graduated out of college. My family was furious with me. I had no money, like for real, no money, because this relationship had just drained me completely, like totaled my car, took my savings, even got a loan, pawned my jewelry. It was just toxic, and I was dumb, and I was young, and I was in a bad place. So I I saw where my life was heading, and I didn't like what I saw. I didn't like, I had started out with this dream of at least, growing a family and having that steady career. And I was like, what happened? I took a complete 180. How did my life get here? And I was like, is it better off without me? Like, I was so beside myself. And things took place, and I just decided, like, I have to make a change right now. And it's going to be scary, and it's going to be unfamiliar and uncomfortable and awkward, and it's going to still feel like shit tomorrow. But you know what? I got to keep going, because there are better days. There has to be. Like, it can't end like this. So I ended up moving back in with my parents, saying my sorry, begging for forgiveness, whatever you want to call it. And I just opened and poured my heart out to everyone and said, this is what's going on. I was honest. I quit my crazy, ridiculous jobs because I hated them. I started working full time for a place that took care of the mentally disabled and doing late night shifts so that I didn't have to be around people for a while. And I could kind of get my stuff together. And then I just worked on me. I wasn't trying to date. I wasn't trying to do anything. I was just graduated from college. I wanted to figure my stuff out so that once my student loans were up in 6 months and like I started having to pay on them, I needed to figure something out by then. So I knew that this job, these late night shifts would pay me some good money, better than $11 an hour. 12 bucks is good, right? I can't even believe that I thought it was great. I worked 12 long hours, late night shifts, and saved up money. I eventually started talking to who my husband is now, Tom, just by fluke chance. And I'm going to tell you, like, I wasn't looking for it. I tried not to date him. I didn't want to fall in love after all that stuff. I didn't even think love existed after what I had went through. I just figured men like that, just the ones I had dreamt of, just poof. Nope, they don't exist. Nah, and then some guy comes up and tells me, nope, I'm here. I'm right here. And you can keep telling me I'm not here, but I'm right here. And he accepted all of my baggage, knew everything of what going in literally like the second day and said, okay, I'm in it for the long haul. And he's been here ever since. It just kind of goes to show, like, don't lose hope. Like, even when you feel lost and broken, like, there's going to be something along your way that you just got to make a change. You got to start taking the baby steps towards something new, where you saw your life headed. Make a goal for yourself and just keep going, keep trucking. And if you can, just run towards it. So that led to my life with my husband, and it was not easy. He decided to move back from Hawaii to New York, which is crazy. We should have just switched it the other way around if you ask me, because Hawaii is amazing. But he came back, and he too had a diagnosis of PTSD. So what do you think happened when he came back and couldn't find a job? It was because everybody thought, he was going to be cray-cray, just because he's been to some really bad places. And it was heartbreaking to watch, because he couldn't even like plead a case. But on paper, it doesn't matter. People don't even get to know you sometimes when you're doing a job interview. It's all by computer. It just kills me. So we struggled, and it was just all of my money from this late night. I hated that job, but I was working all the time. I ended up taking extra shifts just so that we could save money. And we kept hoping and praying that maybe we'd like hit it big with a lottery, and we didn't. we just kept kind of pinching our way to the next thing. We got lucky, got a place that had a few, bedrooms, bathrooms, place that would allow dogs, that was out in the middle of the country and not in the middle of town. And it was, we had to pay a little bit more than what we were expecting, but it didn't matter. Like, it was ours. And eventually I ended up getting a different job with benefits, 9 to 5, so awesome hours. Honestly, the work was super easy. It was simple. It was an office job, and I talked on the phone, which I kind of hated doing sometimes because the human interaction thing, like smiling through the phone, you got to do it. But other days it was fun. Um, I hated taking vacation time and all that other nonsense because when I miscarried, it happened at work. So it took us a really long time to get pregnant, and we had worked, like, that had been my goal from a long time ago, when I was 18 years old, fresh out of like just getting into that new relationship, and I felt like that was the normal way to go. I always wanted to be a mom. Like, that was my big dream. That was something I always saw for myself. And I finally had this man of my dreams. I was like, yep, this is the time to do it. And guess what? Took 10 months to finally conceive. And I'm going to tell you, after every no, I was not the same person. I was cranky. I was mean. I was frustrated. It stopped being about, wanting to build a family and just like, there's something wrong with me. It's crazy what your mind will do to you. When the things that we expect to happen don't happen as quickly as we anticipate. So I got mad and frustrated and took it out. And then all of a sudden we got pregnant, and it was like happy day. And we told everybody for Christmas. I told everybody on Facebook, because guess what? Our 12-week appointment was just a few days later. It didn't matter. It didn't matter. I ate healthy. I still lost that baby. And that was something that was completely out of my control. And I hated it. Hated it, right? Like, I don't know about you. I want control. I want control of the past, present, future, and I don't, which is going to bring me to this beautiful journey I've had through this business with self-development. Okay, guys. So I thought it was some kind of hocus pocus nonsense. Before this, I thought, I don't need to change. Who does she think she is, trying to tell me that I need to self-improve or personally develop myself? I'm fine. I'm fine. I thought I was fine. I was like happy, every few seconds. And then I was good. And then I was happy. And then I was kind of mad that day. And then I was a little happy. And I don't know. I was tired of kind of going through those phases. And I just wanted to be in a happy state at all times. So this person started talking to me about how if you start working on yourself and reconditioning your train of thought and your mind and how you see the world and see yourself, because I'm going to tell you, at the end of the day, money is not everything. Okay? If there's anything I've learned from this business, the first thing I thought going into this was, I need to make $2,000 because it's going to fulfill this piece of me. I need that validation from whoever. I don't know. I was seeking from. But guess what? I ended up paying all my bills ahead. I put money into savings. I went on vacation. I did all these amazing, beautiful things. And there was still something missing. Deep down, I felt like there was still something missing. So I really dug into this self-development thing. And I hope that if you are new, you just dive in as soon as you can. Because I wish I had done this like sooner, or at least known what it was, so that I could sunk my teeth into it more. But it led me to a journey of like, at first it was like the universe vibes, it's kind of weird. I was just open-minded, okay? Open-minded to the variety of things that the world had to offer. And then it led to like positive thinking and affirmations. And then it led to like faith and God. And honestly, like, that was my missing piece. Whatever your missing piece is, like, you'll figure it out, but you need to stop dwelling on the past or the mistakes that you've got, because sometimes it's going to hold you back. And everything that we do in this business is not hard. Like posting and talking to people is not hard, but what we tell ourselves every single day and our mindset and how we go into it, like us being like, oh, well, I can't go live because I'm shy. That you're cutting yourself short, dude. Like, stop telling yourself that you're shy. That's just, it's a cop out. It's an excuse. It's a way for you to not like go out of your comfort zone and try something new. Because I'm going to tell you, I said the same thing. And now I absolutely love going live because it gets me to talk to people on a mass level. Whereas like if I was to message and text somebody, it's like, it's too long. You know what I'm saying? Like I get to reach out to a lot more people than just one. People want what you have. They're going to join and support you because of you, not just because it works and just it works products. It's you. At the end of the day, brand yourself, get to know yourself. Okay. I learned my tips and tricks of like how to network market through my team. And then I learned how to develop myself by just kind of going with the flow and listening to people like Tony Robbins and Les Brown and Mel Robbins. These are all people who, it's funny, like I had heard about in college. Just Tony Robbins was a huge thing in college. I had kind of like touched on him before. I had seen the Netflix video, and because I was a psych major, but I wish I had done that more for myself every day, given myself that gift, because the person who started on day one in March with this business is not the same person who is talking to you right now at all. And I just like, my husband sees it and he's so excited all the time because it's like kind of a mixture of things. I went through all this bad, dark shit, okay? Went through all this bad, hard time through my life. And then I started to slowly come out of it. I started to just make these changes. And even though I kind of fell on my face a few times, I picked myself back up. I learned from it and I tried again and did something new. I've actually tried this whole network marketing thing way back in the past and I flopped on my face. I ended up getting $1,200 in inventory for no reason. Oh my God, they tricked me, I swear. So I bought like a kit, went out and did this, and I hated that it was all face to face. I hated that it was parties. I hated that it was like I had to sell the inventory offhand. It was just not me. I wanted to be able to like be a homebody, be a hermit, kind of like figure out my own thing and be present with my own time. And that like includes like I love this business and I am like 100% committed to my business. But I do not work this business 24/7. I don't. And I'm trying to teach you guys like you can't be it. I work hard in the 10 minutes that I have to spare. I'm just always busy. Like, I'm okay with that. I don't want to be bored. I don't want the same lifestyle over and over and over again. I want to take my kid on vacation. I want my future generations to go on vacation because of me, to go with grandma. Like, I didn't get to do that. I want my kids, my grandkids to be able to go to Disney with me. That's huge. Those are my long-term goals, and I can see my business doing that for me. Can you? You may not have seen the money yet. Like, why do you think that you need a vision in order for like you to write a good life post? Like, I was writing these life posts, I was talking about these things and all these dreams I had long before I started making money with It Works. Before I got a dime, I was like, I'm going to do these things. And not only did I just start like believing in myself and having faith, I put in some massive action. I was so flippin' excited for what the future had to hold. I became obsessed. Like, success was my priority, man. Like, I had it with a mediocre life. I had it with living paycheck to paycheck. I had it with just trying to make ends meet. You guys have so many different ways to make money. I can tell you, I've been like, when we were struggling, because there were times in my business I wasn't making $2K a month, and guess what? We were still single family income. So what did I do? I made money another way. I ended up, I got wraps with Wrap Rewards, okay? So I paid $25 for a pack of wraps, and I think I got like 3 of them. And I sold all of my wraps to make a profit. I ended up actually being able to pay a fuel bill with that. I also started booking it on growing my team and teaching my team how to enroll customers, because I am really good at enrolling customers. And I know that my leaders are really good at enrolling customers, so I know that I've got their help. You guys are all on my team. That means all of you are really good at enrolling customers, okay? You have the help right here. You have all the tools like right at your fingertips. Social media and the computer is completely amazing, okay? I'm just gonna like throw that out there. You could literally search whatever you want in YouTube, Google, the Black Diamond page, like for real, and you'll find it. Okay, so it like these things kind of, I'm so excited for what this future has to hold for you. And we've got things happening right now on this team that like, okay, so I don't believe in secrets. I believe that like as a team, I'm extremely transparent and I'm going to be honest with you. I'm not going to try to like sugarcoat it. Like I am excited because I think we all have there's 101 ways to build your business. And we're all going to figure out what works best for us. I'm about to go out of my comfort zone and start like reaching out maybe face to face or like family or just anybody that I can right now, because that double diamond bonus is so close. Like I don't even care if it looks maybe far away to somebody else. To me, like I know it can happen. I know it can happen. I've seen crazy miracles in this business. Like there are people out there who want these products. I just have to find them. So my like way of thought, okay, how do I find them fast? How do I find them like a lot? How do I work harder and not smarter? I try to go Facebook Live like honestly 2 to 3 times a week. And I'll try to intertwine between something of like my life, the business, the opportunity why I joined, why the products. Like I'll even try to do a mixture of things. Honestly, intertwine this business with your life. That's all that you have to do. And just allow it to kind of transform you along the way for the better. Just be open-minded. Open-minded. Stay consistent. Okay? Stay consistent. If your enrollments are down, it's because your mindset is either poop or you're not being consistent like you say you are. If you want 10 host posts, do 10 host posts. Don't message, 15 people and be like, well, I didn't get my 10 host posts, I'm just gonna stop. No, you committed to 10. 10. Keep going. Oh no, my internet is unstable. Why? I hope I don't lose you guys. Are you still here? I know I lost my train of thought. Be willing to just stop letting the scripts be your crutch. Like, we got to talk about these scripts, okay? I don't even use those scripts, okay? They're mine, but I tweak them or I use voice chat almost 99% of the time. You guys got to find your own groove, okay? Find your own groove. Learn about the product. Be a product of the product, okay? If you know how these products work, it makes it really easy to talk to other people about them. If you decided to do this and you're on this team, that means you want to be a business owner. You want your own business. That's what you have right now. I am not your boss. I'm your coach. You are the main man, okay? You are the main man, and all of your team, they're not like your coworkers that you can boss around. They are your friends. Like they are your friends, and they are people you're going to want to help grow their paychecks. Like it feels so good when you start helping other people make money, because I don't know, like that's not why I joined. I joined for my own reason. And then all of a sudden now I can help somebody like go out and buy a car or pay off her credit card or pay for books, go to France, just pay her insurance, save up for a car. I know all sorts of things that people are planning right now, and it's just we're making it happen. I'm really excited. I started with just me, guys, just me. And you guys are all here. I am shouting you. Who is Galaxy S8 Plus? Like, who's on the phone? I want to know who you are so I can shout you out too, because you guys are all on here showing up. That means a lot. Showing up. Get plugged in, okay? not with your team. You got to watch Mark on Sundays. You have to, like, Jade, follow her first. Get in tune with some Jade's lives. Jade, I love me some Jade. Pam Souter, you can follow her first. She's got lives all the time. We've got the Nearman team Zooms on Thursday. We've got the parties on Wednesday. We have those parties every Wednesday. If you guys don't have people who are interested in purchasing from you or helping you out with a host to post, eventually invite them to the party. You don't know. They might go. They might be interested. They might see something that they like. They might fall in love. Like, you don't know. You just got to ask. And don't be afraid to ask, because even if they say no, no just means not right now. I said no. I said no once, and look at me now. Like, I'm right here talking to all you guys, and I'm still doing it, and I love what I do. I absolutely love what I do. I get to hang out with my kid all day and talk to you guys at night. I get to talk to you guys at night and in the morning. That's how I make this happen. Scripts. Oh, I wanted to go back on this. The scripts. The reason why I don't want you guys to make it a crutch is when, like, you can't just wait on somebody on a conversation all the time. Do you know what I mean? It's going to slow your momentum. It's going to slow your momentum. You just got to go, like, bleh, like, talk to them. You've had these conversations 8,000 times, right? Like, we've given you all of it, and all the tools are right there. You can have it. Just don't rely solely on that to seal the deal, because there is no right or wrong way to, like, figure this out. You just gotta think of a professional and what's your goal: to get customers, to get distributors to join your team. That's it. Okay. How do you do that? You talk about it. You talk about the products, and you got to know about the products, and you got to know about our discount program. Figure out what our discount program is. Like, ask me, talk to me. I'll explain the whole thing. That's I call it a 90-day challenge, 3-month trial, whatever have you. Some people call it 3-month makeover. But anything, like, and then I do explain them every single time. I explain to every person. It's just one order once a month for 3 consecutive months. If you do this, it'll automatically ship the product to you. This waives the $50 fee as long as you don't cancel. After the 90 days are up, you're free to cancel, and I'll give you a gift as a free thanks. Like, I don't know. It's pretty much just like that. Like I said, I can say it to somebody. I could. It's just, I'm like on the spot right now. Sorry. Weird. And I don't want you guys to steal what I'm using. Because if we all are using the same thing, it stops being original, right? Like, you need to be original in order for people to be like, I want that one. That's why Sarah stood out to me. I had 8 other people on my timeline for It Works or who asked me to do joint unique, whatever. Like, but Sarah was different. She wasn't trying to impress me. She wasn't trying to, like, show off. She went live. She wasn't afraid to do it. She told me she was for the long haul. She was consistent. She posted every single day. If you're not posting and you're not talking and you're not doing what you're saying you're doing every single day, why is somebody else going to want to join that? They can see it and they can feel it. You're giving off those wishy-washy vibes. You got to be go. You can do this. Have some faith, and like I said, don't cut yourself short. But if I can do this, all that other crap, like, this is easy. Working like 12-hour long shifts and driving home tired only to feel anxious 20 minutes later and not be able to sleep for another 12 hours and then have to go back to work, that's hard. Okay. Not being able to take extra time off because I have a miscarriage, that's hard. Posting on social media and talking to people, man, while I hang out with my kid or enjoy my life, or if you have a job or if you go to school full time, you can do this business. Just in spare minutes, stop scrolling through your Facebook feed. Like, don't get lost in the feed. It's so easy to get distracted. I swear, it's just like brain sucking. Like, listen to something good, vibe, listen to some music, start messaging people, start posting, whatever you can do to just kind of fit your business in there. And eventually, it'll grow. You got this. If you guys have any questions, let me know. This is about to end, so I'll leave it with that. I hope this helped. Bye, guys.